is a
even
dog,
put himself
and
in that
everybody knows Kobe Bryant is a dog.
I disagree. I'll tell you why.
Let's go back and forth.
Tracy McGrady was really fucking good. I think both things can be true. That Kobe was probably a better player, had a stronger mentality, but I think he was also in a better situation to win with Shaq and Phil.
Yeah.
Okay. So take away Shaq and Phil
because he won 2 after that.
He
won 19 playoff series without Shaq.
Yeah, but he had one of the 10 greatest power forwards of all time, and he had the second best center in the league on his team.
Who was the 10 greatest power forwards?
Pau Gasol?
He was good. Great.
Hall of Famer?
Approaching great.
Is he in there?
Yeah, he's in the fucking Hall of Fame. It's not a speculation. He's in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, Tracy McGrady had Yao. He had Ron Artest at the time.
I also think, by the way, that being under pause, the same way we talk about when a rap artist comes up under Pharrell or whoever, and then they branch off and are not under Pharrell anymore. You still had that Pharrell fucking sauce, the learning curve of being under someone fucking super elite and amazing, and the branding and all that shit that comes with that. So
I want to ask y'all
doing it. Go ahead.
I think I agree with Parks, and I don't think necessarily we're disagreeing on part of it. I agree that they're not interchangeable, but I don't think that that's Tracy McGrady's biggest point. I think his point is some people were put in a position where they could win, other people couldn't. Kobe's greatness is that he might be able to turn water into wine in a way another player couldn't. But that doesn't negate Tracy McGrady's point, which is, had I been in that situation, like if you swap Kobe and Tracy, Kobe goes further than Tracy does on that other team.
That's the slap in the face.
That's the slap in the face. You never got out of the first round, my nigga.
But hear me out. But that's not what Tracy said. What he said was, if I was in Kobe's spot, I would have won, and that's the part I'm agreeing with.
Now watch
that's
this.
The slap in the face.
Take away Kobe Bryant from them Shaquille O'Neal Laker teams. Do they win a chip?
What are we replacing them with? If you just take them all, put it like this: if you
take average 29 in those series, bro, we don't need the dance.
And let me tell you,
that's what I'm saying. I don't.
Put Eddie Jones.
If you replace him,
he had Eddie Jones.
Put Eddie Jones. Put Cedric Sabalas. All the other
Eddie Jones
shooting guards that played.
Eddie Jones is I
think that's a good example. Better than the average player.
No, he's an all-star.
Yeah, better.
Eddie Jones made the all-star.
We're saying the same thing.
Cool.
They're not winning.
Yeah, I think Shaq wins the championship.
He doesn't.
I think Shaq finds a way.
They're not
Let me tell you why.
Eddie Jones.
The time people forget that during those Sacramento series, during them San Antonio series, a lot of those series, no disrespect to Shaquille O'Neal, he's a great. Shaquille used to do dumb shit and get in foul trouble a lot. Mm-hmm. He used to do dumb shit and foul out of games a lot. And when he fouled out against these people, the Kobe Bryant spectacular show kicked in immediately without fail. Eddie Jones didn't have the mental fortitude to do that. Tracy McGrady wouldn't have the mental fortitude to just take over games like that, bro.
That part I agree with.
And let me go to another point.
He's right.
Kobe Bryant stuck the best offensive nigga on them teams a lot of times and would be like, yo, he kicking your ass. I got him. Tracy McGrady's not doing it.
So again, I'm not comparing Tracy McGrady to Kobe Bryant per se, because I think I don't disagree with what you just said. What I'm saying, I think I'm trying to focus on his bigger point, which is that there are guys that and I think ring culture should matter. I think if you're going, when you talk GOAT talk, rings should matter. But I do think that there are some guys who get blamed for not winning a championship who were never in a position to have won one.
I agree.
That's the point.
I agree with that.
I would like to reply to that because that is the point. I receive it. I understand it. That's the part that I'm taking as a slap in the face.
I want to hear that.
I'm about to take my point back. I disagree with that.
Niggas, it's offensive for you to watch a nigga that did it. He did it, and say, I could have did it if I were put in that situation. The guy that did it was put in that situation. He's the one that he was the situation.
He is the situation.
He's the situation changer. Like I remember that game against Phoenix, where now I'm not shooting just to prove a point. Like I remember the trade rumors. I'm demanding the trade to get out of there. I also remember TMac having a hard time sharing the ball with Vince Carter.
Right.
Like, I don't know how T-Mac, a lot of times we only see a nigga's championships. I don't know how T-Mac responds to beefing with a jovial Shaq who don't want to practice. I don't know how he responds to Phil Jackson, the greatest coach of all time, putting him in a book and killing him in the book, having that fight. I don't know how T-Mac responds to, because before there was a LeBron, there was Mike, Kobe. It was you chasing that. I don't know how T-Mac responds to the allegations of you are chasing behind somebody. I don't know if T-Mac raised the level of play of Ron Artest and Scola and Yao Ming and all of them niggas.
All fair points. But I don't know if T-Mac needs that, right? Jordan didn't need that. Pippen didn't need it. In other words,
whoa. Jordan had it.
No, hear what I'm saying before you disagree. I'm saying that Phil Jackson's specific tactics against Kobe were partly because of who Kobe was. And I'm saying that I agree that T-Mac may not have responded to those specific tactics. But I'm saying Phil may have used different tactics against him. That's all I'm saying.
That's my knock on Phil Jackson, though.
Let me finish.
My knock on Phil Jackson is he didn't have no other way to reach players other than harsh critique. And that's why him and Smush Parker didn't mesh, because he used to critique Smush in the same way that he critiqued Kobe, and everybody can't
receive it the same way.
Exactly.
I just don't. I think that sometimes, right? Like sometimes even doing this pod, it's hard for me to talk about some people just because of all they've done.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like it don't mean that I don't have an opinion on what they've done. And it don't mean that I might not think, hey, if I were put in that situation with that label and that A&R and that manager and that beat pack and that cosign, I could have did some of that same shit. It's offensive for me to say that,
Sometimes.
or think that.
But what? All right. I mean,
especially as a nigga who didn't win a playoff series. It ain't like we talking about when Chris Paul went down in the conference final. Damn, Houston, they could have got there and did something. We talking about a man that didn't win one with good talent.
And that's
you
why
can't talk about Kobe.
And that's why I don't. The people